Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Today's Thursday, a day ahead of the non-farm payrolls. How's everybody doing on this fantastic morning? Tuesday, not last Tuesday, it was just this past Tuesday, we tried to take a long on USD CAD. A short, apologies. And it was a long. This thing did not cooperate whatsoever, but it didn't really do much of anything once it did that. Had a big explosive move to the upside. We were in this section of price right here. We were looking for continuation to the downside. We were taking this trade based on this and a daily level as well. I believe it was the daily level. When it traded down into this little hourly order block, Heath level, demand zone, whatever you want to call it, you can see that absolutely caught this price. And we were watching it to see if it would go down. I did take entry upon this candle right here. I think it was real early. And when this happened, as we started to trade up back to my entry, I exited the position right at about break even. And this thing just took off to the upside. And since that happened, it's been doing absolutely nothing, trading sideways. So this is the reason why when I say wait for price to show you something, obviously this did not show us much before it started to run away, right? But once I seen that we didn't get a closure below this thing, which you generally won't on the first pass. Usually on the first pass, you're going to get something like this, and your position is okay if you've taken that short, as long as this price doesn't push back up to your entry. As a daytime trader or an intraday scalper looking for range expansions on the daily, you need to be aware of this. Don't let a green trade turn red. If you enter the position and price comes back to your entry, do not tell yourself that you're fine, it's going to be okay, you're still right, yada yada. Don't talk yourself into it. Have clear rules and obey those rules. Because this stopped me from taking a loss, right? By exiting the position. If I entered on this candle here at 5 o'clock in the morning, right when the stream was starting, entered, then I'm looking for continuation to the downside. Once this starts to trade up with aggression, if you go into the 5 minute, you'll see what I'm talking about when I say with aggression. Let's get back over here. All right, so this is the section of price that we were watching, right? So price traded down, came up. This is your entry, or was my entry, right in this section. This is that hourly Heath level down here. Oh wait, no, that's the 4 hour. What just happened to the hourly? Oh, okay, I see what I did. I moved the 4 hour over there and used it. Let me see here. Just bear with me. It's still bright and early. Yeah. So I just moved the 4 hour down there. So, or that line that I have marked 4 hour, but that is the hourly level, right? So when we're watching the price, we want to see it get broke below there. This is the line exactly right there. So we got a 5 minute push and a 5 minute close below the line. This happened. My entry is here. So if I just draw a line here and show you what I'm talking about, this is my entry. Stop is setting up here probably, right? Looking for the daily low, which is down here. So it was like a 3-to-1 risk to reward. Price traded down, got into this area. I was hyper alert at this time because I have no clue what price is going to do, ever. Nobody does. But I can watch price, and if it does what I want it to do, then yay. If it doesn't, then I start to exit my positions. This push up is okay. It's relative. You come into a Heath level like that, generally they offer up a tradable bounce. Meaning if you're just looking for a couple ticks in the right direction, then you would say put a long here, trade it till it got up a little bit out into the green, and then you just straight exit the position. Then it came back in here, which at this point I'm thinking, okay, everything is all good. And then this, boom, boom. So this 5 minute candle, this bullish candle, held this swing high. This is a swing high on a 5 minute chart. So this candle held this swing high, meaning This candle acted as resistance. Then you got this 5-minute closure above that level. And then here's my entry, right? As soon as this starts to happen, it doesn't happen all in it took 5 minutes for it to do this, but it's bouncing around, trading up, trading down. Then you get little surges to the upside. Here is final resistance before you're into my entry. Am I waiting for that? Absolutely not. At this point in time, this is at 8 o'clock in the morning. This is momentous, right? There's a lot of volume in these candles. I don't need to pull up the volume indicator to show me that. I can see it just by the size of the candles, right? This is your biggest down close candle. This is the most volume that occurred on the move down. This candle and this candle is showing you that volume's coming into the chart, and then there it goes, right? So I exited my position and boom, straight to the upside. And that would have been a fantastic long. Somebody in the chat noticed that on the daily it was above the RSI. And I let my bias say, yeah, but it doesn't matter because I'm looking at some other things and blah, 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 right? This is what makes trading the most difficult, is inside your own head. You may think you know what's going to occur, but you don't. Even skilled professionals do not know what price is ever going to do, right? We just know where the better places are to take those entries, and over time with the high probable entries, it works out. So good on you, whoever that was. I can't remember who it was, but you noticed right away that on the daily, it's above the 50 RSI. Why are you looking to go long? I believe my crap answer was, well, because so is the Euro USD and so is the pound. So those two things versus the dollar looks like they're more bullish. So I'm looking at this as a pivotal spot for price to probably get a nice big breakdown below the 50 for a nice day trade to the downside. Obviously, my bias was incorrect. The markets were 100% random in the fact that nobody knows what's going to happen. So at this time, I don't know what happened. Anything can happen. Something can come across the news wires, and the algos that are programmed to trade based on news, if you start getting a bunch of aggressive buy orders coming in like so fast, right? You can't even imagine how fast they're coming in. Then you get price action like this. It's not showing any continuation, and here we are. We have almost taken out that whole bullish momentum move, right? So let's go back over here to the daily. What are we looking to do here? Well, we're still above the 50 on the RSI, right? This thing isn't printing any bearish divergence. Nothing. It looks okay. This was a simple push up. So support is down here on the daily time frame. I had a 4-hour level there to mark support. So let's go put it back on there real fast. Where was that level? Here it is, or the line. And then this is what I'm calling 4-hour support. I did have this line above this, but you can see we did get a wick below it. So this could still act as support on a 4-hour closing basis. The problem with this is we won't know until 9 o'clock. So are we looking for long entries? It's a possibility, right? I don't like the way this chart looks. Here is a daily Heath level right there. So that's a daily bullish supply zone, or a bearish supply zone if you're looking for bearish continuation, but it's a bullish candle. You can obviously see that that candle is holding as resistance. I don't have to tell you that. You can look and see that it is, right? You had 2 days where you traded above that level, but you closed back below it. This day, same thing, only this day was an inside day. So on today's price action, we've already taken out this low. So this could mean one of two things, right? Price is not going to go up. It's going to continue running lower as it has taken out that low. This low is indicated by that line right there, which is also that 4-hour level. So we are trading below it. On price runs or stop runs, because that is a literal stop, there are stops beneath every single daily low, and there are stops above every single daily high. Every single one. So there were stops setting below there. Those stops have been triggered. If we're looking for bullish continuation, what we want to see is we want to start to see some momentum come out of this price or out of this area. Anywhere from 125.058 to 125.165. As long as this thing keeps showing weakness and staying below that area, we are not going to be looking for longs on it. If you get a big wick to the upside and this hourly candle closes back above 125, 165, then you can possibly look for longs throwing your stop underneath that wick low. All right? And that would be the only way. That would be the only way. I do not like this chart for a long, simply because this whole bullish move has been retraced. Not the entirety of the move, because this candle opened right at that bearish candle's close. So technically you would need to get a wick below this bullish candle's open to say that it has been retraced. And that's never bullish. That is never bullish when you have a bullish breakout to the upside and then price retraces that entire move. In fact, it's a lot more bearish than it is bullish, right? Because price is showing you something. Yes, we had a lot of momentum going up, but something else happened, and now it's finding resistance. This push above this hourly right here is a bull trap, right? Let me get rid of this 8-hour level or just pull it up here. So there's your hourly resistance on this pullback. So price should have held right there if you were going to see continuation. You didn't. You got another push lower. Then you came back up and traded above your resistance on a closing basis. On the hourly, right? Just the hourly. This is intraday price action. That happened yesterday morning. So price looked like it was going to be bullish. And then yesterday and last night, this is what you got. So price is showing you that it does not want to be bullish, even though the technicals are saying that it's possibly bullish. Can this area act as support later on into the day and then get some bullish price action? Yes, it can. It absolutely can. But I like setups to be clear. The best setup that was happened this week was CAD Yen, right? Jay Bradley took this and it was a very, very successful trade. Fantastic entry. Everything was just so beautiful on that push lower. So fantastic job, Jay Bradley. Kudos to you. I am assuming this was where price was when he took it. I can't do that because you're into support. Right there is another Heath level, that bearish candle. So you can see price tested it there once, tested it there once. This close on this hourly was still above support. This bearish candle would have been support, and we know that that Heath level is support. So that you got two areas of support there. That's why I didn't take it. That's why I didn't like it. I never short into support. You couple this alongside of how many pips is it to the low of day from where current price is. So his entry was this bullish candle here, which is also your Heath level. He took that entry right there on the short side. Daily low would have been this wick, or now that. So if I put my mouse up there, if I can get this thing to work. I can't get it to work, of course. So let's try it this way. Go down to the daily low. It's only 10 pips or 15 pips. Right there, 15 pips. So I mean, I guess it was an okay setup, but he's taking it right into support. In hindsight, it was a fantastic trade because within 1 hour, target was hit. This happened quicker than 1 hour. I mean, he was in it and out of it, right? In it and out of it. So good job, man. Good job. But that's all we're looking for. That is it. There is nothing special about what we do over here on this channel. We're just looking for intraday ranges to break. And we're looking to be on the right side of those daily range expansions. So today I've been looking around. I did notice a couple people in the chat was looking at USD JPY for shorts. You are under the 50 on the RSI. There is a daily resistance right there and right there. So I mean, yeah, okay. Then let's go into the intraday charts. Let's first look at the 4 hour, 8 hour. 8 hour looks bullish. 4 hour looks bullish. There's 4 hour support right there. 1 hour. 1 hour looks bullish. Yes, it has found resistance, but you closed above this big momentum candle to the upside. This happened yesterday at 10 o'clock. I have no clue what happened. I just know that I haven't taken a trade since the Euro USD position, or no, the USD CAD position, and I've just been sitting on my hands. It's been a very boring week, but this was massively bullish, and you're getting continuation, right? There's your close above. So as long as you don't close an hourly below this hour support, you are still bullish. I would not be looking to short this asset. Not in front of that. It's very extended to the upside on an intraday basis alone, right? Just on an intraday basis alone. This is a big bullish engulfing candle. This is a trend reversal pattern, aka outside day reversal right here. You are seeing bullish continuation. You have taken out the high of that candle, right? I'm not yelling or griping. I'm just trying to make my point clear. This is bullish. You don't want to short that. It does look like a short, and there are going to be times when you do catch a short like this, and it turns out to be a good one. Is it possible that this thing completely reverses its trend? It's possible. Anything is possible. Something happened down here at 108, 800 that forced this thing to go up very fast. This could just be a stop run, or not a stop run, but you could get a lot more momentum for these pushes up once you start triggering stops, depending on how many stops is setting above this swing high and how many stops is setting above this swing high can add to the bullish price action. It does look like it is stalling. It is having trouble at that daily Heath level. Absolutely it is. Well, it's not a daily Heath level, it's just our or daily resistance. 109,691. So here's what I say. If you get a push, this was the push up, so that's probably where they gained entry. This was the 4 a.m. candle, so it's just after the London Open. So the London Open has set either a low on the day, because this candle is lower than this. That low is lower. So you either have a new low of day, or in London, possibly a new high of day. This is an inside hourly candle. So this is the support to beat for now. As long as you do not trade and close above 109,671 on an hourly basis, then perhaps your short is still intact. Come on, TradingView. What the? Thank you. So 109,673. An hourly closure above that, you are scrapping that short position. Unless you gained entry on this candle here, that would be putting you right around your entry anyways. So when we take these entries, the reason I have a rule of 1 hour or a little over an hour is because generally when you take an intraday range expansion trade and it is successful, you're going to know within the first 20 minutes of taking that entry. Because if you are on the right side of the market, chances are the market is going to respect that level and trade very far away from it and not allow any new entries to happen at the level. That's why you have a massive push to the downside, because there were so many orders sitting there for the market to go in that direction. You just got caught the ride. And that's what we're trying to do. So if you take an entry at 8 o'clock in the morning at the New York Open, or 9 o'clock, and then 10 o'clock rolls around and price is trading back at your entry, there are 3 things that we know as traders happen. You can have a trending candle to the upside, a trending candle to the downside. That's one thing that can happen. The next thing that can happen is an outside range candle. And then finally the last, and most likely in that scenario, an inside range candle. So if you take entry, an hour later, price is trading at your entry, then you're likely probably going to see an inside day, meaning choppy range-bound price action that does absolutely nothing, right? If you're not familiar with what I just discussed, there is a video in my beginners only playlist. You can take a look at that. It discusses there's only 3 kinds of candles that matter. Only 3. There are no other kinds. You can only either take out the high, take out the low, and be it outside range or an inside range. And that's it. That's all that can happen. And we know that. So knowing that, That's something that's a fact. That's the only thing that's a fact in the market that can help us to take better positions, and it can also help us to make better decisions. If price comes back to your entry within an hour, you are exiting that position, and you will come back tomorrow and try again. All right, that's it. All right, so what's going on over here? Let me go look at Bitcoin real quick, and we will look at Luna and Matic, because Luna was fantastic, absolutely wonderful. Had a beautiful day. Bitcoin's seeing a lot of selling, lots and lots of selling. This is no longer looking that great. So you can see I got a lot of stuff going on over here. This was a new weekly resistance, which when I say new weekly resistance, that just means last week's resistance. You got a 3-day above. Let's get rid of the 3-day because price is nowhere even close to that no more. Yeah, here you go. You are looking at almost an outside day on the reversal. This was a pullback entry. Shorts got short and it's looking lower. You do still have support under you, 8-hour support to be exact, right there. Right there. Let's see, where is the daily RSI? This doesn't look terrible, guys. This sideways choppy price action with a little bit more looking like it wants to go lower will put this RSI back down to the 50, which would be okay. So you can technically trade down to 37,153 as long as that area holds support and you're above the 50 on the RSI. This thing could probably start to look longer. Always keep in the back of your head, in downtrends, pops in price usually gets sold into. We know Bitcoin is in a downtrend. It simply is. Exhaustion risk to the downside, meaning the sellers were exhausted. There were no new sellers coming into the market at that price. So when the sellers put the brakes on, the buyers come back into the market extra heavy. Couple that with a nice little bullish news item. Boom. Straight to the upside for 11 days. This is still just considered a pullback. It still will be until you take out the 618 retracement of that move. People will still look at that as a pullback. The unfortunate part about that is if you are looking for short side sets, that was the entry way up there. You're not going to want to take short side setups all the way down on a 618 retracement level because that means you're going to be almost at the lows again. So it's best to just sit by and do nothing. I seen a comment on one of my videos the other day. It said the best thing to do on Bitcoin is to buy it and hold it. And we all know that is the best thing to do. If you want to catch Bitcoin's rise to whatever price you think it's going to go to, then just buy it with money you don't care to lose and hold it. Just sit on it. Treat it like a savings account. But if you're trying to trade it, you're looking like you got support below you. If you lose that support, I would probably be looking for shorts, right? I would probably be looking for shorts because as of right now, let's get rid of the lines. As of right now, here's your trend to the upside, right? Here's your push lower. There's a higher high. If you take out this low, you will have essentially on the daily put in a move to the downside, a move to the upside, and then a lower low to the downside. That means technically you do have a trend change on your hands, and it can happen with one single day. It is a daily chart, so each one of these candles is one day. You do have a higher high. That was good right there. It looked fantastic. It looked like Bitcoin had found its support. What we should be seeing today is a pullback to the midpoint and no lower than the midpoint of this range. You did not get that. You are trading well below. So now, unfortunately, now I'll push back up into the midpoint of that day. It's going to be a spot for sellers to look to get involved. So roughly around that wick low. Something like that. So if you go into an intraday chart, that's momentous, man. That's a lot of selling. So any pushback up to that level right there, 38,687, people are going to look to short that. All right. So if you're waiting on Bitcoin, you're going to be still waiting. Do I think this is a head and shoulders on the hourly? No, I don't. But it looks like one, so maybe it is. I'm not a pattern guy. I would say this just doesn't look like one. Your shoulders and head needs to be a little bit symmetrical. That is not symmetrical at all. But I don't like this price action at all. And we don't even have massive dollar strength. We do have a bit of dollar strength, but not massive dollar strength. So if you go like from here to there, you can see it's basically unchanged on the day. And Bitcoin has changed. Bitcoin is down 4.4%. So I don't know what's going on with Bitcoin, why it's coming off. But it's coming off. So back over here to Matic. I was talking about this yesterday. Look at this. So what I said is out the window, right? This was a nice, big, strong, bullish move off from these lows. If you go into a daily chart, it looked fantastic. Here we go. Let's get rid of this. There's your daily break. Close above. Previous day. Open. That's good. So what I was watching for yesterday was a pushback down into that daily open and for that level to hold as support. So I did get an entry on this asset. Right here on this pushback down into that level, I got long. So you can see that I was absolutely in profit. I didn't take it because that's not a very big move. And then price traded sideways for the rest of the day. Right? My stop was just below this wick because I didn't get stopped out then. I got stopped out just a little while ago. And what I was basing that stop loss on, I believe, was this bullish candle here. Because that's your level that you want to see hold. And that's where I had my stop. So this candle right here took me out. So that was a loss on the crypto world. So not been a great week for me. Took a break-even entry on USD CAD and took a loss on Matic. But let's go over here to the big boy. This one right here gave me over 140% win. 140% win. What chart am I on though? Because I had my entry marked. Well, I don't know where it is. I know I took this entry a while back though. Here was my entry over here. Because this is when I got long, right up in this area here. And you can see that that's a big move to the upside. I was levered up 5x, so yeah, over 140%. And I took profits at $13.50 is when I took off profits. I have 1/3 of the position left on, and my stop is setting below this swing low right there. So pretty close to where I took profits. I have my stop setting there now because of this big momentous down move on the day. This still looks bullish. This doesn't look bad at all. So yeah. Weekly resistances over here. Or support, it should say, not resistance. It was resistance until that broke above, right? So now you want to see that act as support. So we will see if it does. 13.38. See if that holds as support on the move back down. This is a weekly chart, so this is not going to be a break of resistance until you get a weekly close. Because this thing can absolutely close back below resistance, and it wouldn't, or back below support, and that wouldn't be support, would it? It would be resistance because it held. You got a push above and it fell back below. That's never good. That means resistance has held, but it can find support on a smaller time frame and move higher. This was a fantastic move to the upside. Fantastic move to the upside. If you take it from your fib level from that swing high to this swing low, you can see where did it turn around at. Boom, the 618. And that's what we were expecting, right? Exactly what we were expecting. On these impulse moves to the downside, this is one move There's your push lower. There's your lower high. There is your impulse to the downside or your follow through. All right. So this is a pullback until you get above this high, because anything lower than this high is just another lower high. In those 618 retracement moves, big firms will exit their positions. If they held through all of this, we never sell in the blood, right? When this is happening, you sell if you're in the red. If your position has went out of profit and into the red, then yes, it's okay to sell on a bloody day, right? It's absolutely okay, because you do not know how much lower it's going to go. But most of the pros are still in profit at this point. Yes, we did see our P&L get drastically cut in half, right? But we're still not selling. And I'm still not going to sell Bitcoin, but I mean this asset. Just picture it in your head. They're not going to sell as prices falling. They're going to wait for a bounce. When they get that bounce, they're going to assume, as long as this high is still intact and it still is a lower high, then this is a selling opportunity. So that's why the 618 and the 50 spots on your fib levels will act as selling spots. And that's what you got. An absolute fantastic test of your 618. There's also a daily level right there. So it doesn't have to be the fib, right? They could have been selling based on that daily candle. This daily candle right there. That is resistance. Right? It is resistance. Until you get a daily close above it, it's going to be resistance. So this isn't terrible though. This is your breakout candle. As long as you are not closing dailies below this candle's low, you're still in good shape, and it can still get picked up and look for higher prices on Luna. But you definitely got to let it chill out doing what it's doing now. So good morning to everybody. Good morning, Michelle, Giles, Tom, Ed, everybody. Good morning. Also, I want to join the Patreon. Victor Edom, there is a link in the description of every one of my videos. It says For the Trade Talk Patreon. Yeah, and it will be in this one as well. Where was that at? There it goes. Good morning, Master Heat. Makes my day when your live sessions comes up. Can you do analysis on SNX, USDT, KuCoin? Yeah, let's go look at it. SNX, USDT on KuCoin. There's Mr. KuCoin. So it still looks okay. It's holding support. You did get a daily close below this one, but still roughly around the same area. This asset doesn't have much liquidity, so you can get gaps like that. It's not really a gap though. It would have to be right next to this candle to be a gap. But you can clearly see the gaps because there's your close, and then that bullish candle opened higher. So that's a gap. That's a gap. But this is going to be support now. This was supposed to be resistance. Price did not respect it. You have came in on a retest of this bearish candle, and then you got continuation to the upside. So as of right now, you're trading around the midpoint of today's range, which is pretty good. As long as you stay green on the day, you're in a good spot, right? If you're looking for intraday opportunities on SNX USDT, I would say that would probably be sometime now. Now, with that being said, you were up here and 2 hours, now you're back down to support. That bullish breakout candle is a trap because you have closed an hourly candle below it. So you can push back up to $9.90, and that's where sellers on the day will look to get involved. That's a bull trap. There's resistance. Excuse me. There's resistance. Hourly resistance. 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 Breakout. Back down instantly almost. 2 hours. So this is a bull trap. So people are going to look to sell, and he pushes up. I wouldn't look to buy this on an intraday. You know what I mean? It looks good. You got a bullish day. So, I mean, that's your call. Hourly support's right there. That hourly bearish candle, that's your support level, $9.52. If you lose that on an hourly closing basis, you're looking like you're coming back down to $9.13. That's just intraday. If you're looking for longer term analysis, it still looks okay. I mean, compared to what? I don't know. I mean, how much did this thing come off? There's your high, way up there, 81%. Whenever you lose 80% of your assets' total value, it's never a good sign. Here is a dead cat bounce. That dead cat bounce was sold into right at that daily heat level right there. Boom. See ya. Continuation to the downside. Is this just a dead cat bounce? Yep. Until you get above $11.06, this is going to be a selling opportunity. There it is right there. Anything below that is going to be looked at as a selling opportunity. You get a daily close above that, then you look a lot better, but that's a long ways to go. Here is your daily resistance that you're fighting with currently, $10.13, and you can see that today you traded up to it, and that's where, go back to the hourly chart, that's where your sellers were sitting. So yeah, that was your attempt at resistance, and you were instantly swatted back down to intraday support, and there it is. So I would chill on it I would definitely chill out on it. Luna KuCoin, please, says KF. Absolutely. Luna USDT on KuCoin. Oh, that's what we just looked at. Yeah, we just did Luna, so that was just, that comment was late. Apologies. Learning every day, says Run DMC 555. That's what the channel's about, dude. That's what it's about. Don't expect anybody to do anything. No donations, no nothing. I just come in here, give you some lessons, and take away. Go take it and do whatever you can. Build a profitable strategy for yourself. Good day, everyone. Good day, good morning, good morning. EU and GJ. Yeah, EU and GJ. EU. I was looking at this for possible shorts today. Right? Possible shorts today. Yesterday, that 10 o'clock bearish momentum candle. Massive, massive. This is what we're seeing on the hourly right now. This is an entry to the short side. There's your test. If you close an hourly candle above 1.18379, you're not looking for shorts. Target, low of day. It's not very far away. 10 pips. Not very far away. So that's your breakout there. This is your hourly resistance. There's your breakout. Boom. So this is the first time we came back in for a retest of it. Is it bullish? I don't know, man. I was looking for bullish price action on it. It was bullish. You can see how, boom, there's your breakdown. So now you're looking for shorts. Looking for shorts. The higher it goes, the better, right? As long as it doesn't close above that level, I am looking to short this. The problem is it had a big move yesterday and then traded sideways for the rest of the day. This is your London open here. Boom, high of day. High of day is intact. So, yeah. I would enter a short there at that. The higher it goes, the better, right? And if you close an hourly above this line right here, then all bets are off. You got 51 minutes until you get this closed. So look for entries around this wick. Stop above that swing high. And then look to take profits at 2-to-1 risk to reward. Since we don't have a daily target, you would look for profits 2-to-1 on a risk to reward. All right. And then what was your other one? Let me see here. Just give me 1 second. Bless you, baby. Just bear with me 1 moment. I'm getting my brokerage account loaded up. Because if we get that push up during the stream, I want to take an entry on this. What does it look like on the 5 minute? Oof, man, this is some choppy nastiness. Yeah, I don't know now. That looks disgusting. So I guess you could say as high as that 5 minute closure above this, you're not looking for entries. I doubt you'll get that. If this is going to head lower, once you take out this wick, it should roll over. If it doesn't roll over after taking out this wick, don't look for shorts. Alright, just be on the safe side. It's not about being in a trade, it's about saving. It's about not losing money, guys. Once you start to fully understand that concept, your trading is going to get a lot better. How can an intraday scalper only take 2 or 3 positions per week? It's because I'm trying to mitigate my downside risk. If you're in the market in a trade, you are risking money. And I don't like to put on risk more than 4 times a week. My data shows me that if I'm trading more than 4 times a week, I'm losing money. I'm losing money, not making money. It's a misconception that people think that if you trade more, you will make more. That is false. So we'll keep an eye on it. 1.18462. And then this is that hourly candle that I said if you get an hourly close above 1.18379, you're not looking for bullish or bearish entries on this asset. And there's another reason why. And let me go show you real quick why. This is why. Pound is bullish today. FXCM, man. Oh, okay. Yeah, look at the gaps. I can't stand that. Not in FX. FX trades 24/7. There shouldn't be any gaps. Yeah, it's bullish on the day. You're above the 50 and you have a bullish day. So this Euro thing has got me a little bit perplexed, to say the least. This was daily supply zone. Obviously, that daily supply zone is gone, because once you get a close into your supply, it is over with. The supply has been tapped. There is resistance there now. Boom. Yesterday, traded right up into that resistance, rejected, closed red on the day, but you maintained support on a daily. There was your push lower. That's your stop run. And it probably happened at the London Open. See this wick here? That's your lowest wick. So there's your stop run. Boom. That's your entry. So if we go into the intraday charts, there it is. That's what you want to see on a stop run. If it's a stop run. If you're looking to enter on stop runs, you want to see the wick, the candle go all the way down to the stops and below them, and then immediately retrace away. And there you go. If you would have been watching that intraday on the 5 minute, that would have been entry to me. As soon as this candle traded above this candle's open, enter, market in, stop below that wick. Because on a stop run, if it is a stop run, you're never going to see that wick low again. If price does reverse and start to trade back down to that wick, exit the position, because it wasn't a stop run. And it's that simple. There it was. So that changes my bias on Euro USD. I understand that the British pound is its own currency and it can trade on its own merit. But whenever anything that's paired against the dollar starts to be bullish and Euro is still bearish, I get a little bit iffy. If I'm looking for bearish entries on the Euro, I want usually the pound or the Aussie to look just as bearish. That would be like, yep, definitely looking for entries to the downside. What are we doing on the Aussie? We are having a green day. So I don't know if I would short the Euro USD now. What's Euro Aussie doing? What was your other one, man? I apologize. I just get to talking about other stuff and lose my focus. Attention deficit disorder. GJ, nice support, formed support. Yesterday tested it and verified it as support right there. This is going to be a target in the future. There is GJ's problem. You are above the 50, but that's on today. Yesterday, you were below it on a closing basis. So this doesn't look so bullish. I mean, it is bullish on the day. Don't get me wrong. You're green. It's bullish. But I mean, resistance is going to be 152 spot 817. 152 spot 817. That daily level coincides nicely with an 8-hour Heath level right there. 152 759. So put it there. Watch and see if that area acts as resistance. 152 774. If that area holds on an 8-hour closing basis, maybe setting up for a short tomorrow. Tomorrow is non-farm payrolls, guys. Non-farm payrolls. So be aware of that on taking new entries today. Tomorrow, it all could change. So I wouldn't look to short it right now. Obviously, it's got bullish momentum. But if it tested that area and held, then I would probably look to short it. Because like I said, just because you're above the 50 right now, it doesn't mean that it's going to close like that. This push up is only from this day. It won't be set in stone like it was yesterday until the close. So we just took out that high. Are we seeing any bearishness? Not really, but you're not seeing any more. But I wouldn't look to short it. Not today. Not today. If you get a big bearish push, though, maybe look to short a retest of the big bearish push. It doesn't look bearish, right? It's mainly just chopping around sideways. That held as resistance. Yeah, it's in one of those places it's difficult to analyze, right? That's right there, 152, 774. It's going to be resistance until you get an 8-hour closure above it. Good morning. JPY pairs look interesting. Some of them do. Aussie Yen, what are you doing? Yeah, this thing needs to get up here before I can look for any shorts. And that will probably put you above daily resistance. This was support. And it's still held as resistance. So that's going to be your daily resistance. 81 spot 572. You only move your resistance once that old support was broken. So it's resistance until proven otherwise. So until you get a daily close above that level is going to be your resistance. 81 spot 572. There's an hourly level right there. There's daily resistance right there. So this thing could trade up and then fall, but it's at the lows, exhaustion risk, right? Sellers are being exhausted down here. I got long on this thing, or I wanted to get long on this thing the other night, but I don't like to take trades during the Asian session, and I'm glad I didn't, because yesterday I was telling everybody to look for longs on it, and then or was that over here? Yeah, it was over here. Just straight boom bearishness. And now in hindsight, that would have been a good entry. I never would have entered that though, not with that kind of bearish momentum coming in. And it should have held there. Right? Should have held at 87.55 for bullish continuation, and it didn't. So something changed here. Something changed. Something happened at 10 o'clock yesterday. And I don't know what it was. Well, I mean, they look alright. They don't look like any... I don't see a setup on any of them. On any of the yen pairs. Let's go look at NZD yen. Let's get off the hourly. Let's go to the daily. We're above the 50, but it's only because of today's price action. Yesterday, you closed right at the 50 spot. But you did close above that Heath level there. Or that supply zone right there. And you tested that today, and that held as support. So you would definitely not be looking to short this. unless you get a close below that level there. That hourly support level at 77,253. Then you could possibly look for short side sets. When price is like at the 50 or this, it's well above it, but if today closes red, that will be right back below it. Right? It'll be right back below it. So yesterday's close, you can see, if I bring it up real big here, let me show you what I'm talking about. You can see how this thing moved up, and you see that like that break and then move over. That's where yesterday closed. So yesterday closed above the 50. So technically you're not looking for shorts. And this looks like a rounding bottom or possibly even an inverse head and shoulders. Neckline break is going to be a break of 77,393. So you get a daily closure above that, you do have a neckline break on an inverse head and shoulders. It's not a perfect head and shoulders, but it's pretty close. So yeah, not bearish. Not for today anyways. Good morning. Did you guys see that? See how that thing just glitched? Adam Marshall says hit the like please. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind guys, it does help the channel. Absolutely does help the channel. But I got 44 viewers and 42 likes, so I can't ask for more than that. That's almost 100% hit rate. So thank you very much. Thank you so much. Ozzy in that right now. Getting to watch live after a long time. It's been a privilege to learn from you. Grateful for the priceless knowledge that you share. It is my pleasure, Ananda. My pleasure. Ananda. I'm not sure how to say that. So apologies if I say it wrong. Bitcoin's dumping. Yes, it is. What's up, Heath? May I ask you how you keep your trades organized? Do you use some kind of spreadsheet with your take profit, stop loss, risk ratio, and the like? I used to, but I don't anymore. I mean, TradingView holds all that information for me. As long as I'm logged into my broker, I can see every single past trade that I ever took. There's no need for me to track trades anymore. Back in the day, yeah, you had to keep a spreadsheet. As far as take profits, entries, and stuff like that, I've been doing this so long that I find them during the day, right? I'm looking for entries and exits every morning on specific pairs. So I'm not going to journal that. There's no point because I know what I'm looking for. Journaling is something that you definitely want to do as you're learning because you don't know what works yet. Once you find something that works, then you start to journal it and keep going in that direction to someday become profitable. But I don't journal anymore. I don't, like I said, every trade you take is going to be kept for you already automatically. Every month, your broker's going to hit you with an email saying your trades are ready for your tax man. All that good stuff. Excuse me. What do I think of PAX G? It's getting annihilated. Oh, wait. No, never mind. That's not what I was thinking. I was thinking of platinum. That's not platinum. PAX G. I don't know anything about it. I don't even know what the ticker is. I guess it's just PAX G. Nah, that's not it. I don't know. PAX G gold versus dollar. Let's go see. Yes, it's definitely not doing anything. And it's been trading sideways for months. Man, this thing looks freaking crazy, dude. What is that? Look at these wicks. Oh, that's disgusting. That's almost impossible to trade. What I would do on this thing is I would just watch it for these big spikes and then just go the opposite direction. Big, massive down day, right? Nope. Get long. Boom. Exit on the daily close. Big, strong spike to the upside. Short. Exit on the daily close. That looks like it'd be more of a profitable strategy on this asset than actually looking to catch a trend. I would stay far away from this. Because these probably aren't tradable events. Right? You probably don't. Let me see if I can find the nearest one on an hourly. I bet the hourly looks exactly the same. It does. These aren't tradable events. Trust me, that'll stop you out. Absolutely. But you're not. It's like a flash in the instant that happens. Just a big boom. You'll be watching price and all of a sudden, boom. What the? Yeah, so just stay far away from that, man. It's disgusting. Obvious daily support is 1811. Because that's your old resistance there. There's your break above that. But I mean, you've done traded back through it, up, down through it, and all that stuff so many times. It's holding it right now. So I guess you would do something like this. Yeah, you're breaking support right now. Next support level is right here, though. So you don't have far to go. That's support. 1803.59. Good morning, Jay Bradley. Good morning, Janet Swift. Where was that PAX G comment? Link USD. There it is. How much of an effect do you think the U.S. non-farm payrolls will have tomorrow, especially on the gold? Well, gold is almost inverse with the DXY. So let's go look at XAU USD on Oanda. So yeah, it's at resistance. Gold is struggling to find and get above resistance. Well, not to find it. It found it multiple times. Resistance, resistance, resistance. So 3 days you've had a test of 1829 spot 53. Price has been unable to trade and close above that on a daily closing basis. So you've gotten a rejection and price is back down at 1811.780. If the dollar gets a massive spike tomorrow because of non-farm payrolls, then gold is going to go down. If the dollar goes down tomorrow because of non-farm payrolls, then gold is going to attempt to break out of this resistance again. Only on non-farm payroll, it probably would. And that's only if it's bullish. Non-farm payrolls has a massive effect in some cases that can last for days. But, I mean, I don't see it having a huge effect. Worst case they're going to find out is the jobs are going down, so that might be bearish for the dollar. I don't know. Dollar's been trading very strange lately. It's like S&P 500 was going up when the dollar was going up, right? The S&P 500 is a risk on. Dollar's been acting as a risk off currency lately, so it's hard to tell what's going on with the dollar. Hard to tell. But yeah, it definitely will have an effect on price, at least in the near term. At least on tomorrow. Silver and platinum. Oh, where? Link? Someone asked for Link first. Let me go look at Link. Link. Not Link. Link. Link's been having had like everything else in crypto, nice move to the upside, and now it's finding resistance. It did break above this resistance, so now this resistance is holding. Let's get rid of these drawings. So this is going to be your resistance right there, $24.98. So as long as you don't close below that bearish candle, right there is going to be support, 2207. So if it's going to continue bullish, you would want to see a test of the open of that candle and a bullish reversal to indicate more bullishness. You got that yesterday. There was your test of your Heath level, and then you got bullish continuation. Today you're going back down there to check it again. So, yeah, I don't know if I'd be looking to buy that, especially since it just got tested yesterday. But the reason it's coming off is because Bitcoin is coming off right now. I mean, is it a buying opportunity? Possible. Possibly. Watch that 4-hour candle with that bullish candle there. Here's 4-hour support. Close below $23 and you got an hour closing or 4-hour closure in 1 hour and 30 minutes. So watch that level there. When I say it's safe for a long, it's possible. If you hold that area as support, then yeah, it's possible. It is absolutely possible. It's been in a fantastic, beautiful trend as of late. It's been getting lower, harder and harder to make new highs. So this is the same pattern, the 3 drive topping formation. You're seeing it on a 4-hour, but I don't know if I'd be looking to get long here. I just don't. I don't like this. When I see these insignificant highs, then it tells me that someone's loading up the boat, which sells more than likely. Because it can't just, yeah, you know what I mean? It gets up there and falls, gets up there and falls, gets up there and falls. So that's going to be your area there. Closure below that. You've already taken out the low, so technically this bullish candle is a bear trap. So I would say this is your 3-drive topping formation getting ready to play out. I'd probably be looking to sell short side sets at $24.03. So if you get a push back up to there, I'd probably look to sell that right there. And then EuroCAD is going to retest EuroCAD. Oh, and do I think it's going to retest? Do I think it's going to retest what? It's bearish, man. Are you asking me, is it a long? No. I mean, here's hourly support. This is my problem with this thing, is it trades like a crypto. I don't like it, right? I do not like it. This is a big move to the downside on July the 21st, and today's August the 5th. So almost a month. You've done absolutely nothing. Nothing. I mean, this is an hourly chart. So if you go to a daily chart, look at that. Absolutely nothing, man. So here's a low. I mean, this thing was doing good. We were shorting this back over in this section over here. So it was trending nicely. But once you put in this low, it has done nothing. You traded out of it, but the problem is you have to get above this swing high. You didn't. So now you're back down. If anything, I'd be looking for shorts. I wouldn't be shorting it right here into support. I would look to short it up here, 148-ish. But that was already the trade. That already happened. So that happened yesterday. There's your London Open. Boom, straight down. So yeah, this is probably a short. I just don't know what you're asking me, if it's going to retest. Like, retest what? Old support? Yeah, right there it is. Hourly support. And it's coming in for that test. So, yeah. If an hourly fails to get above that, I'd be looking to short it. The problem is that's your low of day. How far away is low of day? Anything over 20 and it's game. It is 27 pips. So EuroCAD looking for shorts. No, you're not. You're right at the 50 spot. There's no trade here, my friend. Nothing to do. If I was going to trade it and ignore the RSI, I'd be looking for shorts. And you're red on the day, so I'd be looking for shorts. EuroCAD. I'd be looking to short a test of one spot 148,271. This level here. If you get an hourly close above that level, you are no longer looking for shorts. To be honest with you, never minding the RSI, this is probably one of my better setups on the day. So thank you, Icy Tony. I'm going to keep this on watch. BOE rate decision at 7 a.m. today. Yeah, they don't do a whole lot, but it definitely could make the euro get a big bounce. LOL at the reaction on PAXG. Yeah, I'd stay far away from that asset. Very far away from it. Alright guys, I have to shut her down, unfortunately. Just give me 1 second to pull up my Patreon's list, because I have to give you guys credit. Absolutely. I mean, it's not cooperating. Thank you so much, everybody. Every single one of you, channel members, Patreons. Thank you so much for your support. It truly means the world to me, and I thank you so much. So I guess in closing, man, we're gonna watch EuroCAD, Euro USD to see what Euro USD does. EuroCAD looks like a short. It is at the 50 RSI on the daily, so it's not a fabulous, perfect setup. It's far from it, but it's about one of the only things that I see on the day I don't even remember what the first one was that I was going to keep an eye on, but I absolutely like this one better, I think, because I never did get an entry on it, whatever I was looking at earlier. But thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it, especially for you guys that show up day in and day out. You're the reason why I do this stuff. It's all for you guys. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, as always, drop them in the comment section of this video and I will answer them. I answer all questions, whether people's trolling me or not. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for your time. Make sure you trade safe, trade smart, and happy trading, everybody.